It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We're doing a little filming. Oh, dandelion's coming. Have to start making dandelion wine. Anyway, we're heading out here to the infamous chicken yard. Hey girls, where are you? They love to come to me. Here comes one now. All right, so I just have 5 hens. Nothing huge here. Good morning, girls. Good morning, girls. Hi. Hello, girls. You're doing a great job laying eggs. Yeah, all of you are. So I range them out here. I have to have a fence around the yard because coyotes and fox, coon are pretty aggressive predators around this process. Now this PVC pipe here, you're probably wondering what that's all about. I cut the top of it out. As you can see, it's notched. Put a elbow on each end. You can fill that with water. The girls can drink from it. Holds 8 gallons. Pretty doggone nice, man. And then you place it right here off the corner of the eave. And when it rains, it fills up automatically. Hello, girls. All right, I'm gonna check for your eggs. Let's see what you got. So they're in here. They get all sorts of good nutrients. Keeps me and Mrs. Ranger in eggs big time. Of course, a piece of deer handle for your, or deer antler for your handle. And let's see what you girls got for me today. Yeah. Hello, girls. Hello. Yeah, there's a couple here. Hi, girls. Hello, girls. There's 2. Okay, yeah, you gotta come up and see me, don't you? Everybody's gotta come up and see me. All right. Oh, there's a 3rd back there. All right, 3 for 5 today. Not bad, girls. I know you're taking a little time off. That's okay. Here's a little invention I made. Got a handle here. Rope goes over to a pulley system, and then see the door? I can close them in at night. Keeps protected from the predator. Thanks for stirring up all that dust, girls. All right, so you ask yourself why the video on eggs and chickens today. Well, a couple reasons. The day is beautiful and the Ranger is making egg bake. That's right, egg bake. What do you do with all these eggs? I mean, I get 3 eggs right now. Generally it's between 3 and 5, and Mrs. Ranger and I can't begin to eat them all. I'll show you the next step. Okay, so we collected the eggs. Like I say, the 5 hens, or I like to call them the ladies out there, provide Mrs. Ranger and I with more than ample egg production day by day. We really can't eat all that we collect, so I give some away to friends and that sort of thing. But today is a little different. Now, I know a lot of us are doing these cooking videos and things, and if you watch Mark Pro, he cooks, boy. Now that man cooks, and he eats. Oh, does he eat? That guy can eat. Now, me, I cook, I eat, I turn into a blimp. But I'm working on it, doggone it. I'm trying to always eat healthy. Now, I've got a good viewer out there by the name of Dan, my neighbor up the way. He and I were talking this last Saturday, and I said, hey, you need some eggs? And he says, oh, I got plenty coming at me. We talked about how to use them, and he said, I make this egg bake. My ears kind of perked up because I make egg bake all the time for Mrs. Ranger and I. Now, I make kind of a traditional one. I'll use, bacon, sausage, mix it in with the eggs, do a 1.5 dozen at a crack, bake it up in a 9x13 pan, maybe some onions, some garlic, throw in a little kale, whatever I got, we use it up. But now Dan said, oh, I make mine with oatmeal. It got my attention because, oatmeal is good for you, right? That's what they say. I'm all about eating well. And so he sent me this recipe. Now, I'm not going to go through, watching me mix it up in a bowl and everything, but we're going to take the next step. Here we go. Here is the Dan production. Now, this is a very interesting mix of ingredients, I think. I've got about 2 cups of pecans, as you can see in here. A couple raisins just for additional sweetness, because I didn't put a ton of sugar in. It calls for 4 cups of oats, 2 cups of applesauce, a cup and a half, whatever, of diced apples. You can see them here. I put in the pecans. Dan said, hey, add some nuts. That's always good. And I'm all about that. That's really good for you as well. 10 eggs, 2 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. You can throw in a teaspoon of salt if you want, but I don't need the salt. I whip that all up. Oh, and a bunch of cinnamon. It calls for 2 teaspoons. I probably put in 4. Cinnamon's good for you too, and I love it nice and strong. It never seems to be coming through the flavor properly. So that's the ingredients. Again, see if I can rattle this off my head. 4 cups of oats, 2 cups of applesauce, a cup or 2 of fruit of your choice. In this case, I used diced apples, 2 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 10 eggs, 2 teaspoons or 4 teaspoons of cinnamon seasoned to your liking. And then you can throw in some raisins or whatever you want. Away you go. Bake it for 35 to 45 minutes at 350. And then make sure she's golden brown on the top. And you are ready to roll. Now, let's make way here quick. You can watch my klutzy filming, but we're going to take a piece out, put it on the plate. I already had breakfast, so I'm not going to go for a huge portion. Dan says he's the man, because he's the pro, been working on this, gave me the recipe and all. He says you put a little bit of maple syrup on there. Aha, now Mick's Retirement Adventures, another great channel. He's got maple syrup coming out his ears and other orifices for that matter. And I've got maple syrup, or Paula makes maple syrup. All right, hang on, 2 hands. Back at it. We're not light on maple syrup around here. We've got plenty. So I'm gonna put a nice little drizzle on there because I kind of like a lot of maple syrup. He says this is the way to do it. Let's see what we've got. Good size chunk. In the mouth and over the gums. Come on, stomach, here it comes. Here we go. Fantastic, man. Fantastic, Dan. Dude, this is going to be a new Ranger favorite, I think. Anything with maple syrup, of course. Wow. You know, you got the oatmeal in there, the egg, got a little protein going, got some fiber, you got, you know, all kinds of stuff going your way here. And we have a pretty decent, nutritious meal. I'm telling you what, this is good. This is good. Now, again, thanks to Dan for the recipe. Thanks to all you who are watching. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate your subscribing. I appreciate your liking this video. Now, some of you have been asking where I get my hair cut. I don't know. That's kind of wild. Got a comment last week about my haircut. And I lied to the guy. I told him that I cut it with a butcher knife. I actually go to the same guy that butchers my deer. I can get my deer butchered there, and he pulls out a couple different styles of knives, and he's able to just carve and sculpt. So that's how we do it. That's how Ranger Reno gets his hair cut. If I'm not able to go during deer season when the butcher's available and his knives are sharp, I just grab a 10 snips out of the barn and go for it. So there you have it. There's your hot tips for the day. I hope you enjoy this. Make some of this egg bake. Dan, thank you for the recipe. Mick, thank you for the inspiration of gallons and gallons of maple syrup being made. Mark Pro of the Mark Pro channel, thank you for all the wonderful cooking recipes you put out there. Meat and potatoes kind of man. I'm working a different angle on this one, but I got some other recipes I'm going to share because I've also been asked about, you know, how I cook up beaver meat and how I make venison curry, that kind of stuff. It's all coming your way live from the ranch, Ranger Reno's Ranch, Over and out.